Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey.
What's up, dog?
Oh, not much. Just being a piss boy. You know how it is.
Hey, I feel it.
Yeah.
Speaking of piss boys, you know what my favorite piss boy flavor is?
What?
Mochi flavored.
Oh, shit. Really?
Boom, got it.
All right. So this week we're talking about Tamako Market and Tamako Love Story. A couple weeks ago, I found a whole bunch of different anime movies from like 2016 and 17 and whatnot. And I hit up my coworkers that don't know anything about anime. I just sent them like a picture of the movie.
Yeah, the covers, yeah.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, the covers. And then like, I think it has a tiny little excerpt about kind of what it's about, but not the full thing, just like a sentence or two.
Yeah, like a little sizzle, a little flavor.
A little something, you know? And I sent it over to them and I was like, all right, which one of these things should I watch? And they chose Red Turtle and Tamako Love Story.
Okay.
In doing research, found out that we could definitely watch the Red Turtle.
Mm-hmm. It's on Prime.
Yeah.
So we got to rent it. Or did you buy it?
I think I bought it. I don't think you could rent it.
Send it to me.
All right, cool.
Cool.
And then for Tamako Love Story, well, it turns out a little bit more difficult to watch. And also, you have to know the show in order to fully appreciate it. So I was like, wait, the show? So I went ahead and looked up the show. It's called Tamako Market. And that's what we're talking about this week.
And we're talking about Tamako Love Story.
Yeah, which we just finished watching. So
yeah, double header.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so anyways, that's what we're doing this week. But what have you been doing? What's your life? What are you? What's good?
No, the fan is on for your bathroom.
Fuck.
That's what I remember.
I'll be back later. Tell me about stuff.
Okay, yeah, so Thanksgiving break has started. Cierra has moved into your apartment. It is now her apartment. So it's interesting. That's a weird thing. Because she's here pretty often because, often enough for me to be like, that's okay. It's not weird for her to be here because like we do like video game stuff or Pathfinder stuff and we'll watch movies together and we'll be here.
Yeah, we'll have like a little chill sesh.
But then then we used to like leave and we would go to like her apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, cool. Or I could come over to your place and she would show up and it's fine. But now it's like that doesn't exist anymore. Now like hanging out with you is like also kind of hanging out with her, which makes it weird because like I want you. And I don't want her.
you too.
And I don't want her. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I mean, yeah, no, I know what
you
you're
know
saying.
what
Like, you have your own like separate space and whatnot, and you have these ideas of like, I'm just trying to have a chill sesh with like one friend, but now I have to have a chill sesh with two friends.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, yeah, I love her to death. That's great, but it makes me really jealous that now you and her are roommates, and you and I aren't. Like, we're just fucking.
We're business partners.
No,
you
it's
son
fucking.
of a bitch.
We're hobby homies or whatever.
Hobby homies.
They're fucking lame as fuck. It just makes me feel sad because it's like, oh, nice, like, cool, like, me and Trip are friends, and Sierra and Trip were friends. Sierra and Trip were friends, but now Sierra and Trip are roommates. I was like, but I'm not Trip's roommate.
Hey, man, here's the thing: you didn't call dibs.
I didn't call dibs.
So like, all's fair in love and war, man.
What's funny is that like I've had plenty of friends.
Okay.
I have a hey.
Somebody's bragging over here. He's had lots of friends. Okay,
I know how to make friends. I got a bunch of. I got them falling out my earlobes.
Okay, name two.
Not including you.
Yeah,
Kyle.
Okay.
Henry.
Oh fuck! You could have just said Kyle again.
Kyle again.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle.
Okay, yeah. Then no, that's too many friends. You need to reduce your friend group.
I need more friends that aren't named Kyle. That's what I need.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's all it is.
I got a friend request from some guy named Kyle something as Kyle Matthews or something like that. I'm like, I don't fucking know this guy.
It's like I'm so sick of this shit.
I'm just like, I don't need another Kyle in my life.
Yeah. And then you make a bunch of friends named Carl, and you're like, it's far away enough, I guess.
No, man, I just want friends with like weird names
like Django.
What I was saying is, I've had plenty of friends and. I get along with them or whatever. And but I've never been okay with being like, never thought of being like, I could live with them. Like, I like Ryan. I would never want to fucking live with Ryan.
No, it's weird, man. Cause I mean, I've tried it out.
Living with Ryan? Is that what you're saying?
No. Living with like a really good friend,
Yeah.
And it's weird because it puts these other pressures on you. So it's way easier to live with somebody that you're like not
the
best friends with or whatever.
thing is too, like, I've seen like the way Ryan lived with other people, and I'm just like, God, like I've seen him as a roommate. Like, you suck as a roommate. Like, I would hate to live with him. And like, I'm like, like there's things that he does. I'm like, I don't like that or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've seen how you live. I've seen you roommates. I'm like, I'd be down to live with Trip.
Like, it's fine. Like,
No,
shit
like-
gets messy sometimes, but you know what? Shit gets cleaned up when it needs to get cleaned up.
Exactly. But I'm just like, but now that Cierra beat me to it, I was like, great. Now Cierra and Trip are roommates, and they're at this new level of friendship. You guys went on a light walk today. I've never gone on a light walk with Trip before.
Well, to be fair, it's a very new thing. I don't go on them often. I don't like to go on them
because they're scary.
But you wouldn't have had a good time anyways because you don't have a special work jacket.
I also don't like walking. So
oh yeah, you don't like that. Well, you could get a cool scooter. You could scooter.
Heelys, dog. Get some
oh
Heelys.
Man, you get some Heelys. Those are terrible for your feet.
Those are. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, So Cierra moved into the apartment now.
Yeah, that's a pretty
It's
big
cool.
move.
It's a new thing to get used to, I guess. I mean, for both of you, I feel like just because now you live with a woman.
Yep.
So
Which I've only done that a few times.
yeah, and I was saying like it's a different person. Sierra's pretty. She's clean. She's neat. She keeps to herself. But I mean, you also get along, which is great. I don't want to come over here and be like. I feel torn, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, hey, Trip, I want to hang out with you, but I'm actually here to hang out with Cierra. And then I don't want to be like,
it doesn't matter to me.
and I don't want to be like, hey, Cierra, how are you? I love you, but I'm actually here to hang out with Trip. So it's just like,
No, because see,
I'm crying, Trip. But the two people I love most in this world live together,
you're
and I'm
having a
torn.
hard time. You're having a hard time, and it's
I didn't
okay.
think this would be
It's
that
okay.
hard.
It's okay, man. It's okay. So here's the thing. You're all good. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Just gonna
You
sleep
come
in the
here.
bathroom.
You just want to hang out with Cierra. That's all good. I don't need to say hi to you. I don't need to see you. Actually, no. I take that back because the whole reason that I'm saying anything right now is because I do want to say hi to you and I want to say goodbye to you. And I don't care if we don't do anything together, but there's going to be that mutual respect,
Okay.
which I didn't fucking get with my last friends
Whoa.
dating that I lived
Whoa,
with.
sorry,
I was
Doug.
fucking up.
Well, not only were they like just like a bad couple, they're just kind of shitty friends. So
Yeah, it turned that way really quick. And I'm like, bro, we've been friends for like ever. Both
Yeah.
of you guys. What the fuck?
now I don't feel that happen with you and I.
Nah,
But it does
no.
make- but-
we'll remain stronger business partners than ever.
We will be hobby homies to the death of us.
Yeah, true.
Well, no, but it does make me sad to be like, oh man, I got to pick between who I want to hang out with, and I like you guys a lot. So I was like, damn, Cierra
Yeah.
does kiss me, but Trip kisses me so much
I
better.
know. Well, that's the thing. I kiss you less, but my kisses are better.
They mean
So,
more. They're so much. They're so much lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Something about your facial hair rubbing with my facial hair, the friction that is created is just it's heavenly. Anyways,
Well, it's because I always like use moisturizer on my facial hair. A little bit of I use some dry conditioner and shampoo on it.
Yeah, you hear that?
It just works out.
I don't know if you can pick that up on the mic. Is that right here? You see that? That's
That's us kissing.
no. I was gonna say that's a whole month of not shaving, and
shit.
it looks pretty shit. Like you've shaved like a couple times, and your
Yeah.
facial hair right now is just probably at the same level as mine is. Over a whole month of
about-
not touching it.
It's about which I was honestly like, I should shave.
You should, yeah.
I'm gonna do that for my little break so I can come back to work with my little scruff. I like a little bit of scruff. I'm a little bit of scruff.
I don't know how I feel about it. She likes it. I'm okay with it. Yeah. So we did the move in.
True.
I think what else have we done that I haven't talked about recently?
Well, my dad did the move out.
Oh, yeah,
just
you-
on the same topic. The day after Cierra moved in, my dad got to go back home to his house, which didn't burn down.
Oh, yeah.
A few things on his property burnt, which it's all good, whatever. His like pool equipment and pool pump and stuff, those burned down. So those are covered by insurance and they'll be fixed eventually whenever the fuck. Doesn't really matter too much right now. The playhouse that he built for my little sister burnt down, which it was nice. Like when I say playhouse, you think of those like plastic ass,
is that the one I went into?
Yeah,
It
it's
was
legit,
big, dude.
Yeah, it's a big little house. It's got like a little loft area, a tiny kitchen.
Had
and-
a little loft area.
yeah. Now it's just flat or whatever it is.
That's weird. What? Because I know what the placement of it is. So did the fire go from the other side that way or whatever?
It pretty much burnt along. So my dad's house, one side of it is like a creek, and the other side of it is kind of like a hillside with a bunch of oleanders that kind of surround it. All the oleanders are burnt. Honestly, the firefighters saved his house.
Oh, nice.
Which is crazy considering like
They could have just let it burn.
The neighbor's house burnt down.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And they were able to save my dad somehow. So, some parts of it were burnt and whatnot. And I guess he's been going around putting out these hot spots that have caught fire and whatnot.
Oh, really?
They're warm and smoldering, and he could just like tell.
Yeah.
So he hosed them down, and then he found out that his neighbors lost their they had like a water tower thing. I don't know what it was, and like a water pump, and they got burnt down from a hot spot that lit up again.
Oh wow.
Fucking crazy. So anyways, that's something that happened. Now on to you.
Firewatch, I guess. So we were recently hit by the campfire, right?
True.
That was like a huge...
For those of you that didn't listen to our episode last week.
Yeah. So we're in Northern California. We're right next to where Paradise was, which was...
Pleasure.
Thank
you. The place that I grew up.
Where Pleasure was, where Paradise was, is a town that got burned down. A lot of things have happened since then. It's kind of crazy to think that it's only been like a little over 10 days that all this has gone down, right?
Yeah. No, it happened on Thursday, like a week and a half ago. So about 10. Yeah.
So when we recorded, it was like 2-3 days into the thing,
Yeah.
Now we're recording again. But yeah, so a lot
things have died down a little bit, which is great. But
I mean, there has been the fire it grew more, right? But the containment level also got it's higher than 50% now or whatever.
Yeah, it's at 65, maybe 75 or something.
It's pretty close to being contained completely.
They're doing amazing.
Yeah, and they're doing great. Everybody's come together. We got so much support from all these different states.
Your dad went viral.
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about that in a sec.
Shit.
The sad thing is, people have been have died from the fire.
Yeah.
There have been bodies, and people have been essentially identified, and it's a real bummer because everybody hoped that no one was going to get hurt. Like the worst would happen was everything gets lost, but no one passes away.
Yeah,
and obviously in a perfect world that would have happened, but sadly plenty of people have passed away, and and there's a bunch of people missing too. So that death toll will probably keep rising for a bit. So I mean that is super sad. But when you think about it in hindsight, I think everybody's doing a really good job of taking care of each other.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. President, fucking Donald Trump finally declared it like a state of a crisis or whatever, or disaster. So FEMA came through. FEMA is now in Chico, helping out people. And when I mean helping out people, they posted up in Sears, and there's a huge, I don't know if you've gone through by it. There's just this massive fucking line. I saw it for the first time today. The line's insane, dude. I can't imagine having to just wait in that line to be hopefully I can go in there and have them help me. Yeah, so that's super shit. Like I said, we're all doing our best to keep our cool, and it's really cool. You sent me a post of my dad, because what happened was someone put my dad on Twitter because he helped some people out.
Right, that's what I heard. I heard he was blowing up on Twitter, but to me, that's
whatever.
Okay, well, there are little social circles on Twitter, and all of Chico is oh shit, look at this, and it's reaching some other places.
Exactly,
which is cool. Whatever.
That's how I thought. I'm Twitter's cool. It's and obviously it's trending. The campfire is trending. So yeah. And so my dad, he just made some food. He went to the local Elks Lodge, and he just gave out some food to people for free. Because he's well, shit, it's the right thing to do. But then a few days went by, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't just you. It was you sent it to me. Some people sent it to me over Snapchat. Some people over Facebook. Just screenshots of fucking. My dad was now on Reddit,
on the front page of Reddit. Yeah,
and I was holy shit. And what's crazy is I'm not very versed in Reddit. It's not it's not something that I check regularly. I know the existence. I also know the importance of it. Internet wise, it's a stupid massive hub. I'm just
for everything.
Everything.
You've got your fucking memes. You have brand new news. You have your video game news.
Yeah, you got the smut. You got important topics.
Exactly.
Helpful things support groups. It's just it's essentially a microcosm of the world. Essentially, it's a website. It's like Facebook times a billion or whatever.
Yeah. Except it's less it's like Facebook for people that don't like Facebook.
Exactly. For sure. It's less mainstream. But what I'm saying is when it made to that market, that I'm wow, that's super niche.
Yeah.
Because I'm just I know so many people who are into Reddit, because who gives a fuck about Twitter? I saw it, I've posted one thing on Twitter, and I was I looked through it, I was wow, cool. My dad made the tweet, he's on the thing.
Yeah.
Good
neat.
for him. Yeah, cool, like it or whatever. But when I saw it on Reddit, I was holy shit, this is huge. And then it came to the point where people kept sending me things more people kept sending me messages hey, cool, is this your dad? I was just over Facebook, and then some people
you're just getting tired of.
I was because because then yeah, thanks, whatever, and then it was just so I decided okay, well, I'll just post something on Facebook real quick, and it was just something really simple. It was just hey, cool, if my dad made it on Reddit, I think it's great. People keep contacting me saying he's amazing. I was like, no, everybody's amazing. It's cool that we're all like as a community coming together, trying to fight this thing. And my dad's just doing what he thinks is right,
Absolutely.
And we should just all help each other, no matter how small or big it is. And I was like, the fucking campfire fucking is shit, but we'll get through it. And like I posted that, and then like I think over 70 people shared it. It's had a bunch of likes.
But you were also like, I'm a little drunk right now, and
I was hella drunk. But yeah, it's funny. But the good thing is, because I did the post, I have gotten less like messages. Messages essentially stopped. Yeah. People just either share or like the thing. I was like, cool, this is a lot easier than me having to do the one-on-one communication, being like, thank you, my father appreciates it.
Like I had so many people hit me up because they know that my family's from Paradise and that I grew up there and stuff. So I had a lot of people that were hitting me up, and I'm just like, all right, I have to make a Facebook post now.
Exactly, because I know I hit you up, but I can imagine everybody's just like, "Hey, are you okay? Hey, how's your mom?"
Exactly.
Hey, and I was like, "What's kind of fucked is like I was like, hey, how's your mom?" That's what I asked, right? And I forgot your dad kind of lived up that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he lives at the bottom of the road that leads to Paradise,
yeah.
So
like,
he's still in Chico limits.
Exactly,
and at that point. It didn't seem like, that
was
at the
forefront of my mind. I was like, and then I was like, oh shit, like he also had to evacuate. So I'm like, that makes sense. He had to evacuate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine and I see why people do the post or whatever, and they're like, it did help me out, and I'm really happy people are saying great things about my dad. And yeah, check him out. It's funny because it's just like he's an angel or whatever. I'm like, yeah, Pops is great.
That was so fucking the name of the post or whatever. Because I look at almost everything on Reddit. I always check the wholesome memes subreddit.
Is it on wholesome memes?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, it's really good because like I saw it on Reddit. But I know how Reddit is. And it's like, I don't really want to go in and look at it because I don't want to be like, have people writing weird comments or stuff. I was just like,
well, overall, it was overwhelmingly positive in the comments because in the wholesome subreddit, it's always just like positive shit. Oh, thank God. Except there was one that was like, yeah, man, this place is better. And I was like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. Not in the wholesome mean subreddit. But no, for me, I'm like, because you know how I feel about certain places. I'm like, dude, Crazy Taco, like my favorite fucking burrito. Yeah. But then I'm like, but Gordo, my favorite fucking torta. Like, well, the thing is, like, different. It's great.
I'm glad that that's like the biggest issue that there was because I was like, cool. Because if someone comes out there, like, you know what, repping someone in the house, like, oh fuck, they're like Crazy Taco's better, fuck Gordo. I'd be like, cool, man, you missed the point of the entire.
You totally missed the point. So yeah, somebody said that, and everyone else was like. I mean, like, you're wrong, but also you're an asshole because that's not the point. So, like, yeah, people called them out and whatnot. Then people are like, whoa, I'm from Chico and Gordo's the fucking dopest joint ever. Which is I always get this specific thing. It's so
Which is funny. Fine. It's just super cool. I wanted to avoid it because I looked through the Twitter bit because I was like, I wonder what they said on Twitter. Yeah. Because Twitter can be like kind of divisive.
You never know.
And a lot of it was like, people thanking my father. A lot of people saying like a lot of Mexican pride being like, yeah, that's what it's, fucking, this is what it's like to be Mexican. Yeah. And, I was like, oh my God, that's fine. And then there's like, some people are just like, this is the America that we wanted or whatever.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay. Well, and then like trying to make it like some sort of political thing, like this big issue, just like, and it's like, it was also jabs at Trump, like, oh, look at this Trump. I was like, I'm like, now you're making my dad more than it is. Like all he was doing was
just trying to help some people in need.
Yeah. And so people, and the best thing about this whole thing is that like people will hit up my dad and like say stuff to him and be like, hey man, thank you so much for helping, blah, blah, stuff. Or they'll be like, hey, have you seen that you're in this? And my dad's just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like real talk, don't send me like snaps of where I'm ranked on Twitter or fucking or Reddit. Like he's like, I don't give a fuck. I barely learned how to text. I'm working on how to get a selfie down.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it.
And I'm like, great. This is the perfect person for it to happen to you. It's not going to go to his head. He's not going to be like, yeah, well, I'm the right. He's just like, dude, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to sell tacos and burritos.
I'm literally just trying to chill here.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be amazing publicity for him, which is fucking hilarious because he didn't anticipate that at all.
No, he's just like, and the thing is, it's like, I was going to be like, guys, it's cool. He gave me some food. There's other people doing a lot of work too, not to lessen what my father did, but there's people like, just like out there slaving it.
Dude, I know. You see the firefighters driving into the fire to try to save animals and homes and stuff.
I saw like this thing where people were like, they're sent in there as like search and rescue and have to wear these huge hazmat things. And they're like, because they're going in there to like a dangerous. I'm like, my pops is out there like, here's some food. And then he goes home. So it's like, it's fine. Here's a cool thing. I want to tell you this. I haven't talked to anybody about this, but this is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So where we're from in Mexico, there's like, imagine it being like, because it's not that, that big or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've explained this to you, but like where he is, it's like, it's just a small town. And then like off the offskirts of town It's like there's like little ranches, and then they get even smaller as you go out, whatever. Like it kind of like branches out. So he's from a place called El Progreso, which we call El Jalón because that's what it was called when he was younger. And then next to El Jalón is another place, and then like another. He just kind of gets smaller and smaller. But anyways, I think it's like 2 little towns over, essentially like 20 minutes away from where my dad's from. There's this musical group who's one of the biggest musical groups who like ever came out of wherever. People know them; they're the best. And my dad's always been like, hey, and this blew my mind. I think it was this year I went to my dad because I was looking them up for some reason at Wikipedia. Them I was like, hey, Dad, did you know that these guys are from the same place in Mexico that we're from? Not like city wise. I was like, it's just the same like state. And my dad's like, Juan, are you fucking kidding me, bro? It's like those guys are from fucking down the street. They're from this place. Like I know those guys. I was like, what do you mean like you know those guys? Like you know of those guys? And he was like, okay, look, it's like they're 15 years older than me. They played music when I was a kid or whatever. I know who they are. And they know who my family was. It's like, oh, good. I was just like, that's great. So flash forward to like now, he met somebody. They were contacting him, like emailing him, be like, hey, can we interview you? My dad's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And they're like, hey, do you know so and so? Because he told my dad's like, oh, from this part of Mexico. Like, oh yeah. He was like, my dad was like, yeah, I know them. This specific musical group's like, yeah, I know them. They may not know me, but they for sure know my dad and where I'm from, and let him know or whatever. And so then like a couple days went by, and then that guy contacted me. I was like, hey, I was talking to so and so, and they say they know of you, and they know of your father. And my dad's like, oh, now they know who I am. I was just like, Dad, come on, Pops. Like, all
right, we're gonna tone it down.
I was like, calm down, Dad. I was just like, he's like, no, I've been telling people for years I know who these guys are, and no one believes me. But now I'm out here giving out tacos and burritos, and now they know who I am. Yeah, the fucking gall.
But, man, that's too funny. That's great.
But then today he got interviewed by those guys, and he actually got to talk to one of them on the phones, and it was really cool. Like he's like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, how you doing? Because they're from the same place, and it's just like, I knew your father. Like, hey, yeah, like I know of you too. Like I grew up listening to music. It's like, oh, it's great. It's great that you're supporting people out there. Maybe we'll come visit you. And it's like, cool, it's awesome. You
don't have to.
Yeah, like, my dad's just like,
whatever.
I don't care, but hey, it's nice. It's nice to know. It's nice to know that we now mutually know each other. And
it's funny because these little like local heroes sometimes blow up. Yeah. Like I don't know if you remember a while ago, Ken Bone came into the news. He was just a guy who was like being berated by some interviewer who was like calling him out for being like hella sexist or something. But he was just like a regular ass dude.
That sounds so familiar.
He just, I don't know. He's just like this little plump dude who's got like a mustache and he always wears these sweaters.
No, Ken Bone. He was, wasn't Ken Bone.
Or no, he wasn't the one that was called out. I don't remember what he did.
Ken Bone was asked a question in the presidential campaign.
That's what it was.
He had a real red sweater and a mustache. He was balding. And then Ken Bone became this huge thing.
That's what it was.
That's who Ken Bone was.
That was him. There was somebody else who became popular who was just like a convenience store guy. And I don't know. Similar thing where these people just blow up that were like, nobody knew about him. And they became this huge fucking thing. But they're also just like, yeah, I mean, I'm just hanging out and doing my thing.
That's how Pops is taken. He's just like, dude, man. I love it. He's like, I really don't care. Just like, this is really good. Please, people have been sending money to like, hey, well, here's money to make more food. But it's like, cool, just donate it to like the relief funds or whatever. He's like, he has taken some of it and he has made more food and delivered it or whatever. But he's like, look, this is a lot of work. It's become a whole thing. He's just like, hey man, I just want to sell my tacos and sell my burritos and go to sleep. So yeah, I think he's doing it great. Like it's taking it in like stride or whatever. And it's obviously never going to go to his head. My dad's a very old and wise man to have something like that just like blow his ego up.
Right,
he's for sure not that kind of person. Like if that were me, I'd be like, yeah, you know who the fuck I am. I'm the angel of Chico, California, bitch. I'm the Ramen podcast, bitch. Yeah. You can't talk to me like that.
Like, Dad, plug my podcast. Dad, plug my podcast in that interview, please.
Dad just like, yeah, the fire is great. Check out the Instagram podcast.
The fire is great.
No, but yeah, so that's kind of been like this whole whirlwind of the thing.
It's been really wild.
The happiest news that has happened recently, though, my mother finally came back from Mexico after being gone for 2 weeks. I don't know if I told you about this.
Yeah.
It's funny because
your dad was just missing her so much.
When she leaves, she'll like leave the house pristine. She'll clean everything, like all the like laundry and dishes are done. And she goes like, okay, cool. I'm leaving for this amount of days. be careful, don't destroy the house.
Yeah.
And so when we called her up and she's like, hey mom, like we're gonna evacuate, the whole fire issue, she was freaking out. And I was just like, look mom, like we're gonna be fine. So she finally came home and I was like, hey mom, what do you think? Like looking around, I was like, we did pretty good, right? And she's just like, yeah, it's fine. And like honestly, within like 20 minutes, she cleaned the whole place. And she was just like, she was back home. Dad is happy. Like he let his beard grow out, which is like horrible. He's just like scraggly as fuck. He's just like, okay. I just miss my wife.
Yeah.
But he's great, and I'm really happy to have her back. So honestly, that's been most of my week. That playing some games or whatever on my phone, just kind of like swiping left and right kind of thingies.
Dude, you getting lots of fossil Pokemon now?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got the horseshoe Pokemon.
Yeah, you got a shiny.
Got a shiny one.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude!
And I saw a shiny Drowsy at a gym. They're pink.
Oh, dude! I've been checking Drowsies, but I didn't know. That's dope.
Yeah, I saw one. I took a screenshot of it. I was going to send it to you, but I'm here. I'll show it to you. But
we're talking about Pokemon Go, not Pokemon Let's Go. Just so that you guys know.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of that pop up on Facebook. I'm just like, yeah, not interested, dog.
It's just not for me. I don't know. Lots of people freaking out and loving it because they did add like a lot of really cool mechanics to the fights and adding like the masters of like whatever specific Pokemon and special fights and everything. But then they also did certain things where it's just like they got rid of. Now, this is something that I have a huge complaint about, but other people have come out of in support that initially complained about it, but they got rid of the entire mechanic of catching Pokemon and they just turned it into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I saw that. They're throwing the Switch nunchuck. Yeah. They're like, here we go. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that idea. I liked, having to weaken the Pokemon and put them to sleep and stuff. And people were just like, you know what? It makes the game faster and it streamlines it, not having to do that anymore. And I'm like, yeah, no, I understand that point, but the whole point of the game to me is that it should be a challenge to catch all the Pokemon. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be like, I found it, I'm going to throw a ball. It should be like, I hope I don't kill this fucker.
Especially because it's a game and not like a real game, not like a phone game where it's like
no.
Because if I had to do that with Pokemon Go, like now,
I would be so upset.
Gotta weaken this fucking Steelix and try to catch it.
Pokemon Go is like I'm on the go. I have like less than a minute to do this shit.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there playing Pokemon, you're like, I'm about to spend 20 minutes trying to find this one specific Pokemon in this patch of grass. I do find it, I don't want to kill it.
I love the, oh my God, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. Yeah. And you're just like,
You just watch its health go,
and then, and what really fucked me is like, I was watching them play and it was like, the Pokemon's just running around in the grass. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
That I don't like.
Yeah, I totally
that agree. I really don't like,
because that's another element where it's like supposed to be like Pokemon Go where you could just see the Pokemon.
That I don't like.
I'm like, man, fuck that. So you could avoid every piece of combat. It's not even combat
in quotations combat. If honestly, I think I could.
How do you level up your Pokemon?
I think you catch and you do like
so catching them levels up your Pokemon still.
You're supposed to do, what's the word, like quests or whatever, or like achievements, I think, because like I saw one guy who was only going for tinies, and then when he caught he's like, I need one more tiny. He caught a tiny Rattata, and then his Mew leveled up. I was just like, he's like, yeah. I was just like, I don't know how this works.
Whoa, that's a cool thing, but I don't know. From like an old school video game, like old piece of shit perspective, I don't like it. I want to grind for like, which is okay. That's fucked up. I don't want to grind, but I want to feel like I've earned it. Yeah. And I guess that catching a bunch of tiny ones feels like you earned it, but that also feels like more random chance to me.
Yeah. No, I think the game looks good. Like I was watching it, like, because there are battles in it. They do have fights, and I was like, oh, this looks nice. And like, the animations are great.
Yeah.
The Pokemon's moving around look great. The thing I do have the most issues with, honestly, if they hit all the Pokemon, I'd be okay with that. Like that's the big issue I have with it. But I dislike the Pokemon Go element to it. I feel like they could have figured out how to do the make it some sort of battle mechanic.
Yeah.
Something, but they just made it Pokemon Go with, in the Switch.
Whatever.
But I'm not going to play it anyways. I'm going to have a Switch, so.
I'm just waiting for the next one to come out.
Yeah.
But tell us how it is. Like, respond to us. Let us know.
We're not going to play it, so might as well tell us.
I mean, I might. If somebody convinces me, I might eventually get it.
No, we got to play Red Dead 2.
Okay, whatever fucking weirdo.
We're going to play Red Dead 2.
You can do that, whatever. I'm going to go play a whole bunch more fun shit like Spyro or whatever.
Spyro sucks. Spyro's a dragon.
Yeah.
Dragons make fire.
Yeah.
Campfire.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Red Dead Redemption. They're like fucking cowboys heading out west. The West would have never caught on fire if people didn't discover it.
You got me.
All right, there you go.
I guess, you could talk. No, you fucking nailed me to the fucking wall right there. I
There
guess
you
that's
go.
true. You can't burn something you don't discover down.
So, yeah. Anyways, we've been focusing a lot on the campfire, but trust me, this is an anime podcast.
Yeah, we're going to talk about mochi in a bit.
There's just some fucking crazy shit that happened with us with all that. And I had some crazy shit happening at work. Police had to come. Some kid busted down his mom's door, but it turns out that they were all living in the grandpa's apartment, and they had like 6 people living there that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Just a whole fucking wild time. Yeah, there's just weird shit going on because of the fires too. So work's been nuts. Talked about it a little bit last week. It's still been nuts this week. Today, normally we send in a big old update from over the weekend where it's just like, this is how many apartments we rented, and this is how many notices were turned in, and this is how many applications we have, like breakdowns in a bunch of different ways. And then one of the things that we do throughout the week is anytime that somebody comes into the office and is asking about like apartments, or anytime somebody calls and is asking, or anytime somebody emails, like any kind of contact where people are asking about it, we write it down. We write down their name, what size apartment they're looking for, if they have pets, whether they called or visited, how they found out about us, and like any extra notes that we have on them. So we'll write down as much info as possible, except for their fucking phone numbers or emails or whatever, right? So we'll write down a whole bunch of stuff just so we know like what kind of people are finding out about it and how our advertising's working. Because they're potential residents. We're not going to push them. People can come and rent from us whenever. So anyways, we do that every single week, except we didn't do it this week on account of the fucking fires.
Yeah, the hecticness.
There's so many people coming in and so much stuff.
You're just like, why are you here? It's like, because my house burned down. Cool. When you write it down, like, great. Like,
and we started making a list of everything. It was either Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or something last week. Don't know. It was way far into the whole fire situation though. We started taking names down on our wait list so we could call people when an apartment's available. We don't expect any apartments to be available on account of the fucking fires prevented people from being able to move places and being able to buy houses and all the stuff that normally makes people move. Because being at one of the nicer apartments in Chico, people don't often want to move from here unless they're going into a house also in the same neighborhood. So the only people that would turn in notices now are going to be moving far away from here.
Yeah.
Right?
Getting the hell out of California or something like that. Yeah.
Whatever it is. So not many people are going to have any reason to be on our wait list, but we've been taking names down. There's been at least like 70, maybe 80 people that we've written down on there, which excludes the people that come in or call us and don't want to be put on our wait list, right? So today we fax in all of the information from the last week, just like, here are all the numbers. And then the last little thing, we don't put that in because we have a giant wait list of it. So we didn't send that info in. They said, just start wait lists and keep those. So we're like, okay, good, because there's no fucking way we could keep up with all the people that are coming in. But then today they were like, hey, can you also send us the traffic log of everyone that you talked to?
We didn't do it, yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, well, we could give you the numbers for that. And they're like, if you could just send in the papers.
Who's asking for these?
The general manager is, and I'm not sure what the deal is or who specifically was pushing for it, but somebody must have been. So all of us look at each other and we're like, okay, who wants to do the first day? Who wants to do the second day?
Oh my God.
Who wants to do the third day? Who wants to do the fourth day? And then who wants to do picking up where we started writing down names? Because we're going to make up all this fucking information because so many people came in that we didn't write down. So many.
You think I'm super frustrated just hearing this.
Yeah. So it took us like an hour and a half collectively, 3 people all writing down like names and the dates that they came in and what size apartments for like, I made up an entire page just that, which is roughly like 25 to 30 or so different names on there. God, and the reasons for moving, campfire, and then like extra notes and whatnot. I've got like, well, insurance is, they'll cover it. 2 years, 1 year, 2 dogs, like whatever kind of notes I had going on with everything. Very, very vague. And I'm like, whatever, I have to put all this shit. I'm like, when they want to move, as soon as fucking possible. Like, it was just weird. It felt like a huge waste of time, but holy shit, going through and like writing everything down as quick as possible is like there are so many people that have been affected by it, and I don't understand why our work wouldn't just take our numbers.
You think you could be like, look, man, like the campfire went on, so we just didn't do that because,
and they get that too.
If they really got it, they'd be like, oh, cool, it's okay. We'll from here on out, let's do it. Let's go back to normal, whatever. It sucks that your general manager you can't be like, understand the situation.
I don't think it was her specifically. I think it must have been other people.
But like, who else is there?
They were like owners.
You think you think the owners you could be like, hey, owners, we don't got it. And they'd be like, oh, it's okay, no big deal.
Well, they don't really. The thing is, they understand our jobs. Mm-hmm. But they don't like really understand it because
that's what pisses me. Yeah. That's where it frustrates, because like if they really understand, they'd be like, oh, that's right. They're humans, and they had so many people come. Like, what the fuck does that matter?
They understand the situation, but I think that they don't understand what these forms accomplish. Mm-hmm. They just know that that's something we need every week, and they don't necessarily look at them. They look at the numbers from them, mm-hmm. but they need the forms to be there in order to be like, yep, they're clearly doing their work and not making shit up. Or whatever it is.
But you had to make shit up, right?
So I had to make up a bunch of shit, which honestly, I feel like we didn't do enough. I was just like, once I had 7 full pages of all the different things we wrote down. Yeah.
Not even close to what it really would have been.
This is good enough. We could probably do 5 more, honestly, but we just didn't. Yeah.
That sounds like bullshit, man.
It was nuts. So
I'm upset for you.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was just a weird fucking thing that I had to do at work. And then other than that, I've been hanging out in my room trying to get a little bit of me time because I haven't had much space. I was trapped in here with my cat for like over a week. She fucking destroyed my hand. In the middle of the night, I would wake up from her just fucking deciding to freak out and jump all over the place. I'm like, dude. So now things are calm. Things are good. I'm starting to feel at peace here. Mm-hmm. Everything's hella chill. And we got to go to a restaurant we've been talking about going to.
Oh, yeah, we did
finally got to try it, which is right down the road. It's been here like forever. We just haven't ever gone. Turns out it's kind of like a fancy restaurant.
I mean, fancy is more, I wouldn't say super fancy. I'd say it was more like it's a pricey restaurant. It's like, it's more of like an experience than it is like a, hey, just come in and grab a burger kind of place. It's more like, you're going to spend a big chunk of money, but they're going to give you all these courses and stuff, and you're going to have a good time. After thinking about it, because we talked about it, like, the food wasn't the best. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is my new favorite place. But it was like, it's okay. I'd go again, maybe, with the, other people.
I don't know if I would go again. It just depends on the situation.
Like, I really liked the beans, and the soup I really liked. I thought it was good. Like, but then there's just other things, like the salad wasn't that good. The bread was okay.
Funky. The bread, you can't fuck up bread.
You can fuck up bread.
Yeah, well.
If you don't, cook it, you can fuck up bread. The noodles were good. Just things of it were good. And like,
you've named pretty much everything now.
The ice cream was no good. It's too cold.
Ice cream was great.
Too cold. The service was weird.
The meat was great. The service was a little bit funky. They like kept bringing courses, and then they asked if we wanted any more of anything, and then you were like, "Yeah, I could have a little bit more pasta." And she brings over a whole bigger than the original one that we got.
Pasta. Yeah, I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah, no, we're good." I wanted more beans. When she brought the new plate of pasta, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm ordering. The potatoes are really good too.
Potatoes were bomb.
I was like, there's no way.
Green beans disappointed me.
Kind of lame. I don't like green beans. Those were not good green beans.
Big fan of green beans if they're done.
I think the weirdest part was like she dropped the check off and then left for like 2 seconds, and then she comes right back. She's like, and she goes, "You need me to take this up for you? You ready for this?" And I was like, "You just dropped off the check. We're still doing dessert." Like, and she wanted the money already. I was like, "Yo, how about you fuck off for like 4 or 5 more minutes?"
Right, and then we haven't even had any time to discuss how we're working this out. She didn't ask us if we wanted to split it or anything, which is totally fine. Like, you don't have to ask all the time, but like when you see 4 younger people come in, you ask
for sure. No, it was she was nice, but that last part did kind of leave a sour taste in my mouth. I was like, I don't know how I felt about that.
Also, one of my favorite things was like, we were talking about like how, this is like kind of a nicer place, but I don't know. And you're like, it's got carpet. It's not nice.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, well, fuck, dude, you got it. Yeah.
I don't know. Someone was like, this place is fancy as fuck, Juan. I was just like, this bitch got carpet. How nice can it be? Fucking, what's it called? Fifth Street Steakhouse. Fucking hardwood floors, though. Come on now.
Yeah, man.
Get at me, bro.
It's fancy shit.
And I had the steakhouse the night before, so I was like, this is fine. I don't need another steak today. So I got lamb chops. Like, good. Next time I'll have a steak at Fifth Street Steakhouse. Like,
Yeah, no, it just totally different vibes. The vibes there weren't as chill. I felt like a little bit crowded in that little corner.
The table was kind of small. Yeah, you're right.
Oh man, the hostess was weird as fuck.
Was she? Oh yeah, she was this weird lady.
We were just like waiting. There wound up being a huge fucking pile up at the door because there were 2 people in front of us, the 4 of us, and then like 2 other groups all came in and we're all standing there like,
no one's here.
Yeah. And then this woman just emerges from nowhere and she looks like she just woke up from a nap and she's grumpy about it or something.
Yeah, like from
the floor. How many people? 2? You guys go over there.
Well, no.
How many people here? 4.
Well,
come with me.
The 2 in front of us, because it's also a tapas bar.
Yeah,
and the tapas bar is like it's a little section next to like the dining room area where like there's also a bar, like an actual bar, like a full bar. And the front people in the front say, "Oh, tapas," and she just goes anywhere, like just go to the tapas area, just sit down. And I was like, they're obviously like never been here before, because if they knew that, they would have gone to the tapas area,
right?
But yeah, I didn't know that. If we would have wanted tapas, I would have been like, yeah, I'd like to try the top, and then she would have shooed me away all rude like, because like,
bitch,
fuck you, I don't want none of your tapas.
So yeah, she took us over to a table and was like, here you go, bye. And then I kept paying attention to her the whole time. You couldn't
I saw her running around. Yeah,
you couldn't see her too much just where we were seated, so every time that she would pop up, I'm like, dumb crazy bitch, look at her go.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, this week hasn't been a lot. I would have played the fuck out of some video games, but we had a little bit of a vacuum situation in my living room, so I didn't touch them games too much.
Did you watch any cool stuff, just real quick?
Honestly, man, not really. I didn't do shit. I mean, I caught up with my anime. I've been watching some animes.
Nice. Yeah, I caught up with animes too. I'm really digging Run with the Wind or Run Like the Wind.
That's good, man. I'm glad you're still into that.
Or, a girl who leapt through time runs through the wind, or whatever it's called. I don't know.
It's definitely not called that.
I'm really digging that show. I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm still really liking it. And then you gave up on Certain, right? We talked about this.
Gave up on it. Because you know what? It felt like it was going to be a big emotional thing, and I thought I was going to have some like really cool character development and whatnot. Yeah. But I honestly feel like after 4 episodes, I haven't learned anything new about the characters, and I just don't care.
I'm still watching it. I'm a little behind on stuff just because I had to catch up on other things. I caught up on some more like Banana Fish. I still have more to go. I still like Banana Fish.
Where you at? Where are you at?
He just got in a fight with Arthur or whatever, and now he's in the hospital.
What happened to Shorter? You're telling me it's crazy.
Oh my god.
No, I know. Yeah.
It's a good show. But honestly, I think I don't know, the favorite show might still be the Bunny Senpai show.
Easily for me. Easily.
The running shows are getting pretty close, so I really like it too. And then I guess other things besides that, I also caught up completely with fucking The Good Place, because
you did watch all of that.
Well, I fucking finished Survivor last week, and I was just like, I don't know if I talked about this. I must have. I was like, what do I do? And so an Amazing Race just started playing after that on Hulu, and I was like, this is fucking, because it's old as fuck. I was like,
this sucks.
What's super funny? What's super funny is just like, the Amazing Race sucks. It's essentially just like it's extreme traveling. How do we get here fast or whatever? And it's in the 2000s. Someone's like, yeah, just fucking catch a flight, and they're like, yeah, but the way they catch a flight is they have to call ahead of time and book fucking flight tickets. I was like, now the Amazing Race should be like, pull out my phone. Cool, got it.
Right, exactly. And back then like calling and whatnot, I don't know, man. Just watching people make phone calls is kind of weird.
Or just talking with somebody's like, it's so weird to be talking to somebody like, I need to get this flight, and they're just like, yeah, just fucking book it by yourself, you whiny bitch.
Go. What the fuck are you doing?
And like they're super dumb. I feel like, and also I think just because it's like it was the first season, because I only watched a little bit of the first season. I think it's because it was the first season. All the clues and all the things that they did felt really just lame and boring, because in comparison, they didn't ramp it up till the future, or the clues were super like simple for the most part. I was like, oh, I could get this, and I was like, they weren't hard, and I was like, yeah, it's because it's the first season and it's like back in the olden time or whatever.
I love it. They're like, just go to the big structure over the water.
We got to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, is it the Brooklyn Bridge? And
it's just like they'll open up the clues, like go to, like it says like go to, and it says something, and then they go, what could that possibly mean? And they just go to any random person, like, hey, do you know what this is? Like, yeah, that's that place over there. And they point at it and they're like, okay, cool, thank you.
I do love that though. They're just like, I'm gonna ask this random stranger. He just solved it. Peace, dude.
Yeah, and no, I mean, it also
fucking weird.
Yeah, so I stopped watching that. I was like, I gotta watch something else. And then I started watching The Good Place, watched all of that. And then I started watching, I watched Overlord, which is that movie.
It was good, right?
Yeah, I thought it really
liked it. The beginning was super intense, and then it just got like really cool and really weird.
And there's very little promotion for it, but I really enjoyed it.
Super good.
I'd recommend it. It just looked I would say the weakest part was probably the main character. He was kind of too much of a goody two shoes, you know, like he was just like,
Yeah, that's pretty true.
he was like a hero, like you know, like diehard hero. I'm just like, okay, cool. But the movie was solid, like solid movie.
Yeah. Oh man, it was intense.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's it, man. Honestly, that's all I've been up to, and that's all I've watched recently. So,
All right. Well, Slime is still great. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I'm behind
having
on that
great
one, yeah.
time with that. Goblin Slayer, we got to see a giant crocodile in the last episode. It was fucking radical.
behind on that one.
It was tweet. Zombieland Saga, still fucking great.
Not
This
even
last
watching that.
episode, it doesn't matter. Fuck you. I'm going to talk about it really quick. So we had talked about, or I guess I don't remember if we talked about it. But there is a character who used to be an idol, and the way she died was she was performing at this big event that it's like one of the bigger idol events. And when she was singing her song or whatever, there was a huge storm that came above her. So a lightning bolt struck her and she died, right?
Metal.
So she's like raising her hand to the sky, gets fucking zapped and dies in front of the audience. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's rad. But the Zombieland Saga band, these girls are about to go and they're about to perform at the same concert, right? So she's super nervous because there's supposed to be a storm that day and she's trying to get over her fears and all that. And she's having a hard time, but everyone's like, all right, let's come together and we'll really do this. And then, you know, it starts raining and whatnot, but then they're getting into it and then they're really killing it and they're singing. Man, they just crush it. And then like right at the end, after they finish their song, lightning strikes them, but they're zombies, so they're still alive.
Yeah.
And lightning auto-tunes them instead, so they're all like,
my
oh dude, it was so
God.
funny. And each time they're like doing their little dance moves and they're pointing, a big old ray of light shoots out of the tip of all their fingers and like zaps, and everyone in the audience is like, what the fuck am I seeing? It was pretty funny.
This show sounds dumb as fuck.
It is. It's hilarious. I love dumb shows like that.
I'm glad you like it. I just don't know, man. I don't think I get into it.
Oh, I think you could.
We talked about this. I think we just talked about this off the podcast. I watched a little more SS Gridman. That show sucks.
Yeah, man. I'm so sorry.
You were like, it's like, because you were like, are you watching it because of the, and I was just like, yeah, the boobies. Yeah.
Like, all right.
And then you're like, cool, nice. I don't know if that's what you were going to ask, but that's exactly what I decided you were trying to ask.
I was going to ask the asses.
Asses and boobies. It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks I don't like the
It looks good. Killer
the
animation.
trigger part of it, like the style of it is solid. It looks clean.
No, they do great animation.
But I'm not liking the 3D animation effects.
Sure.
And the story is just like the story's weak and it's very kiddish. It's like
it feels childish, but it's like also trying to be more adult sometimes.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. It just doesn't work.
It's a weird amalgamation. It's like paint by the numbers. Here's how you make essentially a Power Rangers episode. But then there's also these bits where like the super hot evil villain is in her bikini, just like laying in her room. Where it's like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
I was just trying to jack off because of this Power Ranger part. Now there's just a bikini chick and I can't jack off.
I don't know. One cool thing that people noticed is, I don't know if this is true or not, but in the intro, there's a character who's got like a green hoodie and he looks like he's going to be a bad guy or whatever later on. And, people found scenes where he's in the background with other characters and whatnot.
As far as I got, he's now like, he is a character in the show. Yeah. So yeah, like it doesn't take that long for him to get into it actually.
Neato Bandito.
Anyways, I think that's it. Why don't we just do the news? It's really short news, right?
It's not like really short, but like, yeah, it's pretty short. So check it out. A little anime called Cells at Work is going to get a new episode on December 26th. There's also going to be a game. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Do you want to try to guess at what the game's going to be like?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's going to be like like one of those like a League of Legends kind of games where like you pick your cell, you get to go rush the towers or whatever and get to beat them down and like that's what it's going to be like. I don't know what kind of game that is. What's that game called? No, fuck it. It's a pachinko machine. It's a pachinko machine
there we go.
that you play on your phone. This looks good.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I like Cells at Work, even though I haven't watched more than 4 episodes.
I think it's going to be a dress-up game.
Fucking, it's gonna be one of those Kim Kardashian games where like you just decide what you want to do or whatever. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, it's so bad.
Okay.
I mean, they're fun as fuck. Like,
But yeah, that's pretty cool though. They're just getting a new episode, just like boom, we doing it.
Cool.
Speaking of boom, we doing it. Hey, there's a little movie we've been talking about for like goddamn years called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Yes.
And it's going to be shown in the United States on February 7th, 2019 and February 10th, 2019.
oh, that's so long. That's so far.
So the subtitled screenings are going to be on the 7th. So take that night off of work, whoever is going to watch it subbed.
Rebecca.
And then the dubbed screenings are going to be on February 10th. So yeah, it's going to be nutso.
Cool. Can't wait to see it in February.
Heck yeah, dude. You guys know it. You guys love it. A Certain Scientific Railgun season 3 has been slated for 2019.
Cool. Good name.
Yeah, man. So essentially, since I don't remember if they're light novels or mangas or whatever, but since they're being adapted in these things, a lot of people had a problem with A Certain Magical Index season 3 because it rushed through some story arcs and stuff, and it didn't take enough time to really let it like fully flesh itself out. So people are a little bit concerned about season 3 of A Certain Scientific Railgun because it's, you know, all in the same like author or
spin-off
something,
or
whatever, yeah, whatever the fuck it is. So people are afraid that certain story arcs and whatnot aren't gonna be fully realized, which with the whole fruits basket thing, like the new version of the anime coming out soon, since that's going to be like a full story, I feel like a lot of people are more and more concerned about if the stories are going to be completed or what's going to happen, because in general, animes are made from mangas that might not have finished yet.
Yeah, no,
Like-
that for sure happens. Or the animes only go as far as, you know, the manga is currently run or whatever. And then sometimes those animes never get finished because like they'll be like, we'll wait for the manga to finish, and then you never get any more of it. Like, you know, like fucking a good one is
Hunter x Hunter.
or on High School Host Club is one I know.
Yeah,
because like
true.
the manga continues and it for sure finishes, and there's arc, everything gets fleshed out. You know, the whole love story finishes.
Trigun.
Yeah, but these just those just they just stop, and you're like, why did they stop? Did they stop in a natural place? They kind of felt like they stop in the middle of a story.
Well, a lot
essentially,
of them,
and at the end of an arc, you know, you're like, well,
yeah, a lot of them try to adapt certain things too, where they're like, well, it's not done yet, so we're going to change the story a little bit. That's what happened with Trigun.
Yeah,
it's
also
significantly different from
also
the
happened
manga.
with the first, you know, fucking
Death Note.
fucking Full Metal Alchemist. They just went on their own way, and then I mean, it's
that's
still
true.
fine. It's just not as good as the Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah. So anyways, this is cool, I guess. I mean, I hope for people's sake it's good. I don't know anything about, you know, A Certain Scientific Railgun or whatever, but wish them the best of luck, and they don't fuck up their favorite story.
True. Yeah. Hey, speaking of things that you don't know shit about, but also dealing with science, there is going to be a TV anime adaptation of the manga series Dr. Stone. It's just been.
I know about this actually.
Okay, cool. It's just been greenlit for production. And it's going to air in the summer of 2019.
Yeah, no, it's I actually read some of the manga. It's really cool. I like the art style more than anything. But essentially, like one day, everything in the world just turned to stone. Everything, like people, plants, just fucking stone overnight. And then like 10,000 years go by, and then our main character wakes up. And his other homie also wakes up. And one of them, I don't know which one's, I don't know if one of them is actually named Dr. Stone, but one of them is super smart. Yeah. And he's like, cool, we're going to have to figure out how to live now in this stone world.
Science, yeah.
And then the other one is hella dumb, but super strong. He's just like, he has so much like tenacity. He's like, I'm going to fucking do it. He's essentially the Naruto of the show.
Great.
But I don't think he's the main character. And I think other people slowly start waking up from their stone, like, you know, fucking figures or whatever. And, yeah, no, I really liked the story. I didn't finish it just because I just didn't have time to read it. But I really enjoyed the way it looked. And when I found out about this, I sent like my boy who who turned me on to it. Like, hey man, your show's being turned into a manga. And I was like, hey, good luck, because they fucked Black Clover up super bad. I was just like, hey man, hopefully they don't fuck up this, because
like round 2, let's go,
because it looks really good, and hopefully it can be really good.
It sounds really good.
So I'm really excited for Dr. Stone. So I do know a little bit about it, and so that's
we're gonna get scienced up in this house. I'm stoked. That's all the news that I have for this week. You got any little tidbits you want to tell me?
No, I think last week we talked about Darwin's Game.
True.
It's gonna be turned into an anime.
Stoked.
I think I learned that I had my boy read it. He read it all in a day.
Fuck.
He has nothing to do apparently.
Okay.
But and he said it's good. He said it gets better. He says the worst part of the thing is the main character. He's like, cool, that's fine. There's plenty of shows that have shitty main characters.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So hopefully, it's a good show. It has like a supernatural twist to it. I'm going to continue reading it at my pace, which is like a snail's pace, but I'll get there.
It's fine.
But honestly, no, I don't think I got any real news. No.
Dude, rad. Well, getting into this week's topic, I have been wanting to rewatch some slice of life shit lately. The two things that I've been really wanting to rewatch have been Azumanga Daioh and K-On! And this week, we're talking about Tamako Market and Tamako Love Story. Turns out, Tamako Market / Love Story they're made by Kyoto Animation, same people who made K-On! So you got the same kind of art style going on, a little bit different because, it's a different show. And it's a slice of life. And it really fucking filled that void for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I haven't had a good slice of life anime come around for a while. Like Zombieland Saga is a good comedy slice of life, but I'm looking for just like a chill time, cozy time, hanging out with friends and family. A lot of people really liked Yuru Camp or Yuru Camp or whatever.
Is that the people that camped?
Yes.
I thought that show was just like called Camp something or whatever. Is it called Euro Camp?
Yeah, that's the Japanese name for it. I'm sure it's called like Camp Fun.
Laszlo. that's the one where sorry. That's the one where the chick like falls asleep or whatever, and the other girl gives her ramen, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. And they start the camp club or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I watched all of an episode on it. It was fine. It was not for me.
I had a fun time with it, but
Did you watch all of it?
it didn't fill that void for me at all. I wasn't feeling it.
But that's the last chill time slice of life show that you can remember.
That's
The most
first
recent
thing
one.
that I can remember that I really checked out, and it wasn't trying to be an over the top comedy. It was just like, yeah, we're just gonna have these girls and they're gonna be hanging out. Okay, cool, I get it. So finally, Tamako Market. This is a nice little slice of life show about a market place. It's like the street with a ton of different stores, and all the different owners and shopkeepers and whatnot all know each other. And we get to see one of the characters, the daughter of one of the mochi shop.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah.
We get to follow her piece of her story in this market and a little bit of her school life too. Not too much, just enough.
Yeah, it's a real chill slice of life. I remember when we first started the show, I was very adamant that I don't like slice of life.
There's good ones.
I slowly changed my mind, and I have found really good ones. But this was like a solid slice of life, something that I really enjoyed. When you sent me this text, you're like, look, man, I'm really getting into it. I'm digging into it. It's cozy. You said it's not revolutionary. Like, it's not it didn't reinvent the wheel, essentially.
No, it didn't blow my mind or anything, but I had a great time with it.
The only thing that blew my mind about this one, and like the only thing that I do give it a lot of props for, was because, again, Kyo Annie, it looked fucking great. Like, obviously it was fucking gorgeous. So that's like not even a point to talk about. It's like, it was great. It looked beautiful. Who did it? Who fucking cares, right? No, the thing that I really liked about it is
for those of you that don't know what else Kyoto Animation has done, I said K-On! They've also done the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. They've done Violet Evergarden. Sound Euphonium. Just so much good shit.
Just things with girls, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just beautiful.
Well, they also did,
shows.
I want to say it's is it Hyoka? The one with the girl who was going to commit suicide or whatever, and she has a giant, like, scissor blade.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Is it called Hyoka?
I think so. It's in the one that are like where it was like I said, like, it sounded like a fever dream or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's got a dub. I'm going to watch it. I think they did do that one. Because we had a Kyoani episode, and we tried to, we were talking about all of them. It's like, I couldn't you fucking full of shit. That one was really weird. But no, for the most part, their bread and butter is like these slice of life chill things. That's
great job,
so they kind of live off of. Anyways, the thing I really liked about this is my biggest issue with slice of lives, and I thought it was kind of like, there's no plot, and there is plots. There are like tiny little plots and things, and in this one there's one overarching plot, but it's not like the main point.
Not at all. Yeah.
But what I really liked about this as a slice of life was our main character just kind of lived her life. And there was issues with among other characters, like other side characters who had like problems that arose or whatever,
or like good things that happened.
But their lives were also going on.
Yeah,
and then we kind of either hear it through the background or like it's told to her directly. but almost at no point does she like directly insert herself in people's issues.
Right. It's not like, oh, thank you so much for helping me like realize that I was actually in love with this person or whatever it is.
Exactly. Like, and they set it up. So there's a specific episode where they set up the tofu shop vendor having feelings for the daughter of the owner of who runs like the bathhouse or whatever. Yeah. And like, they set it up for like, oh my God, he's like, he loves her. She's going to get married with somebody else. There's some drama here. And our character just isn't even aware of it, actually.
Yeah, that's what I like about this character too, is that she is a teenage girl. Mm-hmm. She's pretty wrapped up in her own shit, but also she's not like, she's not full of it. She's not worried about anything. She's kind of living her life.
But like in this specific episode, I was just like, oh man, it's gonna be a fucking getting them together episode. They're gonna be super happy, and it's gonna be blah, blah. None of that happened. Honestly, within like 2-3 minutes of us finding out the situation, the fucking tofu vendor goes up to the girl that he likes and he goes like, hey, I'm really happy that you're getting engaged. I hope, you're going to be a great wife. Yeah. I hope he treats you right.
Yeah. Just like, I want you to be happy. Yeah.
Maybe there's more to it, but we don't fucking know about it. I was like, wow,
so cool.
And that's something that I don't really like about a lot of shows. I feel like that it's just this trope that they use all the time where like main character has to be involved somehow. She has to find the solution. And in this show, very often, like she didn't find the solution. It wasn't her that solved the problems. It was just like, oh, there's a problem. Maybe she's not even aware of it. Yeah. I really like that about this show.
Sound Euphonium does a very similar thing. Cause it's a huge fucking cast. Mm-hmm. You have a whole high school band and it's just that thing where, you see these little pieces and you don't get to explore too much of it, but you see what's kind of going on. And that's why they made Liz and the Bluebird, is that these two side characters that are hardly even around, they have really, really focused, like, oh my God, I get to see everything going on with them.
Yeah.
And then you get like a line from the main character of the actual show. And it's just cool seeing that like difference of each person has their own life. And sometimes it involves other people like heavily, and then other times it involves people a little bit. Yeah. So it's really cool that we get to see our main character's life. You get to see a bit of her sister as well because she's so important. You don't see too much of the dad. You don't see too much of like her friends or whatever. Mm-hmm. You just get to see whatever she's doing. Mm-hmm. And it rarely involves the whole town or their issues.
No, there's like, I think there's very minimal like those kind of episodes. There's an episode where like one of her friends has a real time struggling with like asking for help, essentially. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's a good episode. It's a good change of pace. But for the most part, yeah, you're right. It's like essentially it's about our main character and just kind of other stuff that happens. And we also have like not her love interest. There's a love interest on the other side, essentially.
Yeah, somebody likes her.
Thank you so much.
So we get to see his struggles with that. Yeah. And she's oblivious to it, of course.
Oh, God. And that's so great, because in that, like, in real life, more often than not, like, when someone likes somebody else, it is. There's like, I like you. And, like, it's not like, I know you like me. It's more like, hey, cool. I wonder if I'm going to, go to the bathroom today. And it's, you fucking don't know.
Whatever.
Perfect played off, and the guy's super awkward. Obviously really cares about her. Other people can see it, Yeah. But he's trying his best. Our main character is just a dumb old bitch, essentially.
I love our main character.
She's really good.
Honestly, the thing, I know that you disagreed with this a little bit, but I really like what they did with all of the characters, and I really liked their character designs. I felt like they did just an overall great job with the characters in every single way.
Yeah.
You like all the characters, but have issues with a couple of designs.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just like,
which I totally get.
Yeah, that's just nitpicky. There's some characters who have like this hair that is very, I feel like, eccentric. It's very reminiscent of Pokemon. Just like very full formed, or like, and they don't move or whatever. Well, colors are out there. And it's like, why is that? And just because, especially because we're in a world where like, oh, this is a very realistic world, except for like one element that we'll talk about in a sec. Yeah. But for the most part, this world is kind of almost essentially grounded in reality.
Yeah. It feels just so authentic.
Yeah. And
but also like really like too loving.
Yeah.
But really authentic.
Well, yeah. And then you said that this is a great point. There's one character in the background who had blue hair. No one else had colored hair, except for the old lady had kind of light purple hair.
Yeah.
But one character had blue hair, and you're like, hey, isn't it great that like, the one character with colored hair is like a background character, and we never fucking see him talk. Even though that's like a super main character trope,
It's like maybe 2 or 3 lines or something.
No one gives a fuck about him.
And they're like, oh yeah, the sashimi place couple. And that's like,
and he's just like, hello, like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's just me nitpicking, being essentially like, oh man, there's something I just don't like about them. But also they're super wacky characters. Like there's like an old man who owns like a toy store, and he's like, he's dancing and breaking down, and like,
and he's the main character's friend's grandpa.
Yeah. And he has like a cane. I don't know what those things are called.
It's like the cup and ball thing.
Yeah, it's like the extreme cup and ball things with like 2 cups and like there's a needle at the top,
Yeah, a little hammer type thing.
Yeah, and he has like a big old stick of it, like a whole like a whole cane. And he's whipping around the ball and dancing. I was like, wow, this guy's super fun. This guy
walking and shit.
This guy would not exist in reality.
No, hell no.
He is awesome.
Yeah, and he just looked like a toy shop owner. He's got a bright green jacket, and he's just like a little fucking guy with a cap. And I don't know, I love him.
And so the one character who I said was like the one thing that did kind of take it out of it being a real world was there is one character who is a bird. Who speaks. And people understand him. And it's not like just the main characters. Like anybody can understand him.
Yeah.
And his story is like he is from this.
He's from some island,
some island or whatever. And
some royal island.
Yeah, and his quest is to find the prince's new wife, right? And so he's on this quest or whatever, and he gets kind of sidetracked in Japan or whatever, and he starts eating a bunch of mochi, gets super fat, and just becomes friends. And he's super eccentric, and I really like him.
Yeah.
He was my favorite character just because he was super funny. I really like too that he essentially became the narrator of the story. Like,
see, and for me, he took me out of it at first. I was like really digging the town and whatnot. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this bird. And then, by the end of it, I'm like, I like this bird.
Yeah.
But I also don't want the focus to be on him.
And it for sure wasn't about him.
There was one episode where they focused heavily on him, which, like, at that point, it was kind of okay. But I liked him as a background character. Or not a background, but just like not a prominent character.
I liked him as the narrator, honestly. Like, he would start off the show. Sometimes he would open up with words or he'd finish with words. I'm like, I like this. I like this a lot. Because it's like, here's the message for this episode or whatever, essentially. And he was the wackiest part. He also was like, he could like have project images out of his eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he may have been some sort of mechanical thing. And eventually someone comes looking for him who is from the same island he is. And she is the priestess and she does like
fortune telling
and stuff, whatever. And she uses him to do it. And that parts of the story is a little weird.
It's a little bit goofy.
But then you just kind of go, all right, it's anime. It's not supposed to be taken too seriously. So, but still really like that character. The character that I liked too was like human and not like, was for sure one of her friends.
Oh yeah.
Who was like the friend that did like she wanted to be a carpenter, right? Or she was hilarious.
Holy shit. All of her lines, because she was really monotone with everything she did, but she also liked to say the sound effects of things that were happening.
She'd be like, Russell.
It's great. And everything she did was like, she was so serious about it, but also like really dry humor serious. Fucking amazing character.
She was awesome. And they also did the thing that really like where characters don't wear the same clothes every day. There's all these different outfits.
Great. I love they always wear their school clothes, which is like,
or they'll do
just
their work apron
thing,
or whatever. But like for the most part, it's like cool. You have cute little outfits for this and outfits for that.
Nighttime clothes, and they're going to the bath.
Yeah. So it's just a solid like show all the way around.
So good.
The music for this show is great too.
There are 2 songs which fucking kill it.
Oh yeah.
Like the background music and everything fits really well.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for the intro song, but it accomplished what it wanted to. But I'm starting to watch it, and the first episode, of course, I'm never convinced. I shouldn't say never. Of course, I'm rarely convinced to watch a show based off of the first episode. So I'm watching it and I'm like, this is fine. I could see myself like getting into it. It looks really good. And then the outro starts up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dancing. What's happening here? Okay. It was
my body won't stop moving.
Jam. I was so fucking into it. And the visuals of it were great. It had one of my favorite little things where it's doing these quick cuts of the same scene where it's just of the back of the classroom and there's like a locker or something, and it just shows all the girls like kind of dancing around it or like popping inside of different parts of the locker for like 2 seconds or so of the song. And I was like, I like that. That was like a cool little element. It looked really good and it was fun and goofy, but like really just, it was sweet.
It felt good. Yeah, exactly. My favorite part of the music was she has this kind of thing where in the beginning of the show she explains like she's always humming this song, and she goes specifically to this like cafe.
She doesn't know what song it is.
Yeah, she just kind of hums the song, doesn't know the words of the song, but she just kind of hums it. And she goes to the cafe all the time, and the cafe owner plays records for her. And then, we're told that, look, her mom, who has passed away, used to sing this song.
Yeah.
But she can't remember the lyrics, and so she's on this mission to kind of find it. This kind of like loose mission. It's not like I need to know. It's like,
no, it's
I'm
just
working on it.
I want to know what it is. So I come to this shop and I ask for new records every time so that I could just maybe hear something new. And
he plays stuff and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but she's working on it.
Yeah.
And this brings up the issue also of like, her mom passed away, and essentially the entire like I was gonna call it like the town. It's this little market. The market essentially,
the arcade.
They've kind of come together and helped raise her. So that's her family or whatever. They've been super supportive. So it's not like the sadness of her mom is like they never bring it up. Like, yeah, it's sad her mom passed away or whatever, and her dad misses him. But it's not like that never holds her back. It's never the crux of the story. It's just like
they hardly ever use that. Yeah,
and it's crazy because like for the most part, every time we see something like that, we're just like, here we go, let's pull out these fucking heartstrings. It's like, no, this is a happy show with chill stuff. People die, that's sad, but we're not going to have our main character, who's essentially a happy character, just be bummed out for no reason.
Right.
So
we never go to the grave. It never talks about the anniversary of her death or anything like that. Thing where
it's just like, oh, let's where they have like the candle or whatever, have an offering or like
give the food or like
a
mochi for dinner.
And I was like, cool, man, good for them. They felt like they didn't need it, and it worked without
Honestly,
it.
they didn't. Yeah.
And so like I said, she's trying to find out this song, and there's a specific episode where she finally finds out what it is, and this is like. We find out about this like in episode 1. It's not to like episode like 6 or 7 or later that it kind of comes back up.
Yeah.
We find out that the song that she's been singing is a song that her dad actually wrote for her mom, because her dad was in a band when he was in high school or junior high, or whatever.
So sweet. So we see like a tiny little flashback of it.
And that episode starts off, I was like a little confused because I looked kind of like her, and she walks into a shop and she says something, and the shopkeep like looks familiar, but he's not like a character we've seen before. I was like, it took me a bit. I was like, oh shit, like this is the dad when he was young, and this is the mom when she was young.
And then your like heart kind of swells up, and you're like, oh, this is
like,
so
what
cool.
A cute moment or whatever. And like you see that for a split second, and then they kind of go back to the
They did a really good job with the first intro sequence before the actual opening.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that little intro,
like
just
the cold open, whatever.
It doesn't always have to be the main characters. It's like some other shit that's going on sometimes. It's just great. I love that.
And in that episode, like where they do the music, we see a flashback of him playing it in the band or whatever. And this is the part where I was like, man, fuck dad. I was like, because real talk, like your daughter has been, trying to find out this song for months, and you know what it is
for fucking ever.
And then when she finally brings it up to him, he's like, don't sing that song. Like, stop, And then, it's a good fucking, that's a really good song. That was my good, that was my favorite episode, honestly. I feel like, just solid, had everything. And the song fucking goes hard. When he sings it, when she sings it, good song.
You know what, man? I don't want to get into too many elements of the show because there are lots of really sweet parts. There's a really good little story about her little sister and kind of like what's going on with her. We do get to explore a bit more of what's going on with the bird and the fortune teller girl that comes and stays with them. And there's a little bit of a story going on there. I felt like she was a really cool character too, that got to experience a lot of like cool clothing changes or whatever. So that was neat. Lots of really good elements of this show. Overall, I had a great time with it. It took me 2 episodes to be interested in it and 4 episodes to love it.
Yeah, no, I was down after the second episode. I was like, yeah, man, it's a solid show. And again, it's not a show that I would recommend to like a lot of people, just because I know a lot of people don't like Slice of Life, but I feel like, hey, man, if you want something, it's easy to see, like
really chill
and just like, it's just a good times. There's no real stakes. There's no real like drama or stress. It's just people living their lives, and it's great. And it's super adorable and super great time. This is the show, because I haven't, we were talking about, we haven't seen a Slice of Life, just kind of chill time show in a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one for sure, like fucking nailed it. And I really enjoy it. And it, like I said, it looks great. So, solid show. I think I'd watch it again. Not like tomorrow or whatever, but like it's a show that like future. It's a show that like, oh cool, I can't wait to watch this, next year or whatever.
And if you're looking for a show similar to it but different, I would strongly recommend you check out Sound Euphonium.
Yeah.
Just because it has that same feeling of, we have all these people looking out for each other. They have all different kinds of relationships. Tamako Market was filled with love. Every character really cares about each other, and you really genuinely feel that. Whether it's the 2 mochi shop owners having a rivalry with each other, they can tell they still like care about each other and everything. Or it's somebody falling in love with somebody else that happens to go off and fall in love with somebody different,
or like a best friend falling in love with another best friend.
Yeah,
but that best friend's a girl, and the other best friend's a girl.
Oh
shit. No, that the mochi shop thing was super funny, because I was telling you, I was like, because I don't know why it didn't hit me until we were watching the movie. I was just like, yo, dude, like, what the fuck? Because like real talk is like, there's everything in the market. There's a bathhouse, there's the fucking tofu guy, there's the flower chick, the meat shop,
toy store,
the fucking croquette chick, everything,
the sashimi
guy. but there's 2 mochi shops. There's no 2 of everything else. And not only are there 2 mochi shops, they're right across from each other. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the, like, you think one of them would have been like, hey man, you want to do mochi? Cool. I'll do like, I don't know. I'll do like chai iced tea or some shit like that. Or whatever, you know, like something else. But they're like, no, fuck you. I'm doing mochi too. And that there's this rivalry in quotations and they fight all the time, but they're like really good friends, you know? And there's a moment in the, like, I think it's because I saw the moment in the movie where like we see them like raising their kids together and like the passing of the mom and like they kind of help each other out, even though there's this rivalry. I was like, oh, what the fuck though? Like, you know, cause like if you and I would open a shop across from each other, you're like, hey man, I want to sell, you know, fucking Pokemon cards. Like, okay, cool, man. I will also sell Pokemon cards. Like, no, fuck, I'll sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
But it was a really good show. So yeah, so that's just the show. It's 12 episodes. I feel like it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend it to anybody that wants just like an easy show or something that they could feel comfortable with. Since it is filled with so much love, it's really easy to get into something where you just feel like you're kind of you're experiencing this town in the way that they want you to.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know. It feels great.
It feels good. No, it for sure gives you like that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the movie, Tamako Love Story. And this one came out, was it this year it came out?
No, it came out a couple years ago.
Came out a couple years ago. And it still looks, I think it looks better than the anime actually, you know?
Well, it does, yeah.
Like it looks
easily.
Yeah, right?
They, you know, with this movie, they had a little bit more of a budget.
Yeah.
They had fun with some tracking shots.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So imagine the anime. It looks better than the anime that we just talked about.
All right, think of this and now make it better.
Oh, times it by 2. Shut the fuck up. No, dude, times it by 2. But no, it
was good.
It looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, really, obviously great. And another thing that's cool about it's a sequel. You know, it's like so. This is why this became an issue. It's like we want to watch the love story. We have to watch the one before it. Honestly, I feel like you could watch, you know, just like this movie if you wanted to, but you'd probably enjoy it a lot more if you watched, you know, the Tamako market, right?
That being said, like you don't have to, like you were just saying, but then there's Kyoto Animation also making Sound Euphonium and then Liz and the Bluebird. The fact that it's called Liz and the Bluebird is so much different than Sound Euphonium, but this is still called Tamako Love Story.
Yeah.
They're tied together. Liz and the Bluebird is something that you could watch separately and still thoroughly enjoy it. You get a little bit more enjoyment if you've seen Sound Euphonium, but like hardly anymore.
No, yeah, I just feel like
this one for sure, you get so much more enjoyment.
So much more. Yeah, no, I was like super happy that I watched this before, but honestly, you could watch it and it's still a solid movie. So the story in this one is now it's more serious. You know, now like it's the same characters, it's the same world and everything, but now
still full of love,
still full of all these, you know, great people we saw. But now it's a year later from when it was last time. So she's about to graduate from high school, and her neighbor friend or whatever is planning on going to Tokyo for school. He's moving away, and he's just like, I gotta tell her how I feel. Like and she has no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And so like that's the plot. Like he's gonna tell her how it feels, and obviously it's gonna crush her. Like it's gonna destroy her world because she's so oblivious, whatever.
Yeah. She's
and
like,
then
what the fuck?
And then we have to see how she deals with it and how it all ends or whatever. And that's what this movie is. It's that journey. And it's super cool because it's like I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen.
Well, it starts out, I think it was like 20 minutes or so. We get the confession.
Yeah.
And it was so quick. And then you're like, okay, well, time to watch the rest of it. And we get to experience different parts of her life that we didn't get to see so much in the show. Like it really focuses on her baton work in her little like marching band thing.
Yeah, her club.
Yeah, I
which
don't
I
really
thought
know what
was
to
a
call
club.
it, yeah.
It's essentially like color guard or winter guard or whatever. You know, they just do like they flip a baton and they wear like marching outfits.
It's pretty cool.
I thought in the anime because it's so like little. I thought they just sat in the because when you see them, they're just sitting with their batons. I was like, so the club is just to have a baton and they just kind of poke each other with it because they don't do anything or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And then we see the one thing when they actually play. I was like, oh, they actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like that element of being able to see that extra bit. And then we also get to see little bits of like their past in some ways. We get to see the mom a little bit more that happened to pass away. Didn't explain how she died. Hardly went into detail with that.
Still
but
great
gave us just enough. Yeah, really good job with that. And then, you know, we get to see these other little pieces that weren't a part of the show as much, but we know that they were there. And now we're expanding on it just a little bit. So it gives fans of the show even more enjoyment from seeing those bits.
And like a good example is like, there's the part where like the way they talk is they'll throw like a string cup to each other, right? Like, and she always misses it. like bonk her on the head, you know?
It's just a little gag from the show.
And you know that from the show. And so then you see it like in the anime, like, haha, I'm so expecting for this to happen, right? Her bonk her on the head. And it does. But then we see like how he gave her the cups to begin with. Like it was a way for him to connect with her after the loss of her mother. It was like,
they always used to talk on the phone too late, and the dads would get mad. Yeah. And then they made the cups.
The cups. I was like, oh my god.
It's really sweet.
So it is super cute, right? And if you know the anime, it just makes it that much cuter.
Yeah.
So solid fucking movie, I feel like. Like I was saying, I've never seen something where they'll take a like a slice of life and then, pull it out and make a movie out of it and not it be a slice of life movie. It be like, okay, now let's add some stakes, because there's stakes in this. Now it's no longer just a slice of life. Now it's like this love story, right? And I'm just like, wow, this is the first time I've seen it as a sequel. And
welcome to Kyoto Animation, dude, this amazing studio. Like not big on their currently airing show, Serene, but I feel like almost everything else they've done has fucking killed it. I wasn't a fan of Hyoka either. Whatever. It doesn't have to be for everyone. They're doing some really unique, great things, like turning a slice of life into an actual plot. Yeah, and I've seen it the other way around. I've seen like shows like, I think like Fate or whatever. Or is it, I don't know if it's Fate, but I don't know much about Fate, but there's that one show where it's just like all the Fate characters cooking or whatever. Oh, so they did it the back, thing, the reverse. I've never seen it the other way around. Right. Or like Attack on Titan Junior High or whatever. Yeah, they'll bring it. I've never seen it the other way around, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So what was I going to say? Yeah. So 20 minutes and we get a fucking confessional, which blew my mind, because I was like, oh, this is gonna happen in the end, because I feel like I've seen a lot of these movies. I understand how they work. I get what, and I was like, wow, and you understand it so much that at the end of it, you were just like, they can't fucking leave it like that, and then they didn't. You're like, oh, thank God. No, I was because I was thoroughly enjoying the movie, and at the very end, they do this shit, and I was like, fucking stressing, dog. They better fucking. Like, I'm gonna kill myself, and I'll kill you too. I don't give a fuck. And then you're like, oh, never mind. This was great. All right. No, it was fucking. It didn't make me cry. We were joking about like, dude, I was like, fucking, watch out, A Silent Voice. Watch out, Your Name. New best movie out there. Tamako love story. It was really good. I'm not saying it was better than the movies. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to. Definitely deserved its name being on that weird list that I found. I would for sure watch it again. Yeah, because it is that cozy thing. Like watching A Silent Voice again. That's a more emotional ride, and you want to experience it and really, because you love the characters. They are so good. And then like Your Name, it looks fucking gorgeous, and it's just an easy time to watch. This is something else where it's just like, nope, I loved the show. I love the characters. It looks pretty dang good. It doesn't look amazing or anything. But it just has enough of the right elements to be like an easy, fun little watch. Yeah, it's like, hey, you want to see a cute love story? Here it is. Yeah. And nothing super special, but just enough. Yeah, I really, really like this movie, actually. There's the bits from other characters. The chick that does like the, I was going to say measuring. The girl that we like. What's her name? Yeah, I don't remember her name. I remember the other girl's name, Midori. Yeah, but she was great in this one, because in this show, in this movie there's no bird or whatever. Yeah, like we see him there for a second. We see a picture of him, and he's like half a second. He doesn't talk. There's no like their story's essentially done. And I was like, oh, bummer. But this other girl shines so much more. I was like, this is fucking great. God, I like it. It's good. So here we go. We're going to spoil it. We're going to ruin it right here. We're going to ruin it for you. Man, I want to talk about the ending. That's why. Fine. Okay, so in the ending, it's such a good ending. Honestly, anyone that is like, oh, maybe I should check this out, like, go check it out. We didn't say it before. It's on High Dive. Both are on High Dive, you guys. When we were talking before about like, I don't know if High Dive's for everyone. It's cool. It has these little gems. Even though it's not on iPhones, you could actually use your web browser to go and watch stuff. It's more difficult. The subtitles show up kind of weird, but like you can adjust your phone and make it a little bit better. High Dive they're working on it. It's a work in progress. Yeah, it's a work in progress, and they're really showing some potential. They need a little bit more exclusives, but they have some great things that had already aired. Yeah, no, and here's the thing. I wish dubs. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about the anime. Probably. But I'll mention it now. I watched the anime dubbed, and I didn't like the dub, actually. Yeah, you were like, wow, fuck this. Got to watch the whole thing sub now. No, I watched it all dubbed. Yeah. I just watched the whole thing because I was like, it took me a while to get used to them. Some of the voices they didn't feel like they fit. Right.
Some of them
certain
felt
things.
some of them felt too old, some felt too young. There were some characters I'm like, oh, spot on, nailed it. And it did take a couple. I think I said like 4. I think after 4 episodes, like, okay, fine. I've dealt with the voices. I'm over it. I can put up with it.
Yeah.
And then I watched the sub movie and I was like, wow, these voices are a lot
So
better.
much better, yeah.
I mean, and they're still solid. Like, you know, the character, the girl character that does like the really monotone voice.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of her in English.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously she kills it in the Japanese version because the inflection is right. It's spot on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I really enjoyed that. And I was like, I'm glad that those translated over well. Other characters just didn't do it for me. But the sub was solid. The dub was okay, and I don't know if it's just a shitty dub. I wonder where it came from. I was kind of thinking for a second, like maybe like High Dive just makes these dubs or whatever. Because I don't know, I hadn't seen it anywhere else.
That'd be pretty cool if they did.
And
good
if they
for
did,
them.
I was like, good. It's like if I did, I was like, wow, that's good. That's a good thing they can be doing, but do a better job.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a work in progress, you know. High Dive.
Yeah, they're working on it.
That's their slogan. High Dive. It's a work in progress.
It for sure is a work in progress. It was super cool that like when you said, "Oh, plug in your laptop" or whatever. I'm like, why? It's like go to High Dive. I was like, oh, it's the movie's on High Dive too.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, what?
Yeah, you were like, we're gonna watch this bitch on Kiss Anime.
Yeah, or some
just like
bullshit,
some
yeah.
shady ass website. Like, nah,
Fucking-
dog. We pay $5 a month for this premium bullshit.
Ooh, all this premium bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. So I watched it dub. I would recommend watching it subbed. If you want to watch it dub because you're a dubbed guy, you can do it. I managed to do it. I still really enjoyed the anime.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. So if you've been listening far enough, I mean, fucking go watch the thing.
Yeah,
But
just get out of here.
Here's how the whole thing ends. The whole thing ends. There's this. It's something I missed for a second, but someone gives her like a call saying like, hey, fucking don't come to school tomorrow. It's canceled. People got the flu, and they're like, right?
Sorry. Yeah. Just the meme like, hey, don't go to school tomorrow.
that's fucking dark.
Right, I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Anyways, someone says, don't come to school tomorrow. It's canceled because of the flu. Tell your neighbor. And then like, he goes, okay. And so she talks to her. She's like, hey, if I don't tell her what happens, like, well, then he won't know. Essentially, like, cool. So her plan is to sit next to him because they're finally in the same classroom, which is super sweet. She's going to wait for him to show up to class because she didn't tell him. So,
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I was like, what a bitch. Like, what the
Well, for me, I'm like, oh, that's cute.
No, it's cute.
Yeah,
It's
you're
cute.
just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm like, oh.
But imagine him like going to school and like not seeing anybody at the bike racks or in the hallways and being like, is anybody here? I think I would have just came home or whatever.
Well, maybe, but like, I don't know. I would have checked out like my classroom to be like, hey, homies, what's
What the
up?
fuck's
Like,
going on?
is anyone? Yeah. So I like the idea.
No, it is-
I'm imagining like the person I have a crush on. I go
Me?
to school, I go to class, and then you're sitting there, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's just me and Juan for the day.
Oh my God.
We're going to have so much fun.
No, I get it. It was super sweet. But in my head, I was just like, if that bitch would have done that to me in fucking real life, I would have killed her.
Shit.
Because imagine like me going like, oh, I got to get up and go to school. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have been fine with it. Like, oh, more of the day to spend with my best friend in the whole world.
So she acquires the cup and, strings from the
Yeah.
mom and says, so her plan is to have him sit next to him, and then talk to him telephone wire or
Yeah.
whatever and tell him how she feels. But he does-
Adorable.
But he doesn't show up to school, and like her friend shows up like, yeah, it's like he's fucking not come to school because someone else must have told him, or whatever. She goes
Yeah.
like, and our dumbass character just goes, no, I'm such a fucking idiot. He's like, by the way, he's going to the train station. He's gonna go check out Tokyo because he's planning on going there.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I gotta go tell him. So she. And like any anime
fashion.
runs the train station.
But I love it. She's hauling ass.
Oh,
and
dude,
people
she's
are like,
going.
the fuck? What's she running
Gotta
about?
go fast. Gotta go. She's
Dude,
fucking.
you really felt that Sonic X.
She was killing it. She gets there right before he's gonna step onto the train and yells his name and he gets off the train.
By the way,
leaves.
his name is Mochi, and he's like the son of a mochi shop. Oh, fucking that's adorable.
I think that was it because like the two mochi shop owners be like, no, you quit your mochi shop. No, you fucking move. He's like, I'm gonna name my son Mochi, motherfucker. And they're like,
well, his name is Mochizo.
yeah, Mochi's
And,
they call him Mochi. Anyway, so he like they meet each other at the train station and she throws the cups at him.
Yeah.
Well, she throws them both.
She's like, I messed that up.
She fucked it up, which I thought was so.
It's so perfect for her character. Super cute. Really like, oh, I'm so nervous right now.
I was
and
so
like, I don't
nervous
want to
too,
fuck this up.
because like here's me like my thinking like, okay, cool. The way they could end this is like, one, she says she loves him back and blah blah blah, or she says, kind of like in the way the anime ended, like, I care about you or whatever. I care about all these people. but I don't love you. It's like, I can imagine that also being a thing. It was like, and me being heartbroken or whatever, just like telling him, or like someone
just
suggested,
telling it how it is.
someone just suggested also being like, just tell him thanks or whatever. I'm like, don't fucking tell someone thanks.
Which I absolutely loved when her friends were trying to like tell her like how to convince her or whatever.
Oh God.
And then our favorite girl is just like telling exactly like, oh, you make me so happy. Like, thank you so much for expressing this. Like,
next time, build me a house.
Next time, build me a house. So when they're like they were trying to help her, like force her to confess her love.
They're
or
trying
whatever.
to physically push her into him as he walked down the hallway, knock her down, and then have this script. So they push her into the hallway. She runs into nobody, and she just yells out these lines like an idiot.
Right? But then she does say the like, I wish you would build me a house.
It was great.
It's so cute, so funny.
So she throws him the cups, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I fucked that up." He's like, she's like, give me a cup back. And so then we have like a flash of him like throwing the cups like he's done 1,000 times, and she catches it for the first time.
Yeah,
we thought she catches it before it was a fake out. It was a little sister.
Yeah. Hearts swell. We're ready for this.
She caught the cup. I was like, oh my God,
what's she gonna
fucking
say?
Shit. Cuts to black. This shit blew for like 2 seconds. I lost my shit.
I know. I felt your energy just like welling up, and you're just like,
and it just cut to black. I was just like, are you fucking? I was like, no, you gotta be fucking kidding. And then the subtitles come in. And it's just like, Mochi, I love you or whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, good. Like, and then I was just like, well, is that fucking it? Is that all we fucking see? And then they start doing some flashes of like, them and quick little clips and stuff of them like reacting to that. And then the credits roll, and then we just see a bunch of nice imagery and music starts. I'm like, cool, I'm okay. And then she's singing the song that her dad sang or whatever.
Oh, and it's such a jam.
It was such.
And then we get like him doing some harmony.
And then he plays his weird music video because he's like, he wants to be like a video editor, some shitty ass editing software.
Some of it, he's using fucking Sony Vegas.
Yeah, we're like he's editing some like, I don't know what he's editing, but I'm just like, I was looking at the UI, I was like, what the fuck is this trip? Because you never making a joke. We're like, do they use cell phones? Like, it felt really like technology wise, it felt very timeless. Essentially, like it's like and
then this immediately dates it into like some weird era, and we're like, the fuck is going on?
Well, then I was just like, because I also want it to not be dated, so I'm just like, maybe it's just like, because I want it to be this timeless thing or whatever. So I'm like, maybe it's just the school's club's funding is super shit, so they just have this really old software.
Who knows? And then he's like running shit on QuickTime, but it's like 2004 QuickTime.
it was a for sure, like, it was a very nerdy moment for you and I to be like, what fucking garbage piece of shit. He'll never make it in the movie industry with that fucking crap. Anyways, his music video plays and that's it. And honestly, I fucking
loved it.
Loved the ending.
Great ending.
It was so good. And even after that little mini heart attack of me being like, fuck Kyoto Animation, I fucking hate them to the pieces of shit.
Nah, man.
I was gonna kill you.
Shit.
I was gonna record this episode just by
life
myself.
flashed before my eyes.
Solid fucking show. Solid movie.
Yeah.
That follows a solid show.
Hell yeah.
It's great. I can't say anything like, there's nothing on it today that would be like, oh, this would improve it. It's fucking bulletproof, essentially.
They did a great job. So yeah, definitely not for everyone. It fits that special little place of cozy anime.
Yeah, no,
people
absolutely.
always look for.
That's the thing. If you're trying to just feel
it's a feel good.
Just feel happiness. You just want to feel joy for no fucking reason, for people who don't exist or whatever.
I mean, like, you watch Survivor just as a chill out thing. Hey man, that's your special place. A lot of people watch Friends like a million times over.
I also rewatched
You're
Friends.
also
I started rewatching Friends.
Yeah. Some people watch The Office nonstop, whatever it is. Because you have that comfortable, like, familiar place. Yeah. This show made me feel like I was in that place the first time watching it.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's how I felt. The only issue with it, though, it's on fucking High Dive. I can't just stream it off of Hulu or Crunchyroll. I gotta fucking set up my laptop, go to fucking Chromecast and Google,
All right, everyone. You get a 7-day free trial of High Dive. If you just go there, enter in Instant Ramen Podcast as the promo code.
And here's our password.
There is a 7-day trial when you go and check it out, though. So if you are thinking about like, oh, maybe I should check this shit out, well, now you can do it for free on us.
There's a... and I watched this all in a day, actually. Like, I was going to start watching it the other day, but...
Well, it took me a couple of watches just because I had to watch it on my computer.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit more frustrating instead of just, watching it on my fucking TV.
Like a normal person, yeah. But it's for sure doable. You can for sure watch this in 7 days, no problem. It's a fucking... now I'm bummed out that's on High Dive because there's no fucking way I'm gonna watch it. And also,
It's fine.
You know, like I said, there's for sure gems on High Dive. It's the only place that I, for some reason, can find fucking Haikyuu dubbed. I don't know where else it would be, but there's good things. Check it out. It's worth now. After watching this, I think it's worth the $5.
You heard it here, folks.
I said it. It's worth it.
You heard it
High Dive.
here.
It's a work in progress. ... But we got some pretty aight shit. TM. It says the very
Hire us, High Dive. We'll advertise the fuck out of your streaming service.
High Dive's just like there's like these two guys in Northern California talking good shit about us. No fucking shit. Well, I mean, they're not talking good shit. They're just talking aight shit, and they're like, wow, that feels good. What if we're the thing keeping them going?
Yeah, they're like, that's exactly what we were going for.
Yeah.
Just being aight.
Yeah, so solid.
I mean, if we are going to talk about High Dive for a second, I just want to say I love the player.
It's a solid player.
It looks really slick. I just like the whole website. Mm-hmm. Being able to create your avatar was really fun, and it has a good overall look to it.
They just need better stuff.
Yeah, it's got a little bit confusing navigation, but it's a pretty good streaming service.
No,
honestly.
it's solid. They just need to fucking make it so I can play it off my phone.
Download an app on PlayStation. Right? Yeah. So Sony and Apple are really fucking with High Dive.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm not into it.
Yeah, it's super shitty because, you know, they, like I said, they working on it. And if they could get those two things going, I really think there'd be more of a, you know, a fight in this market, essentially. You know, because like every now and then there's like, you know, someone who, you know, in quotations monopolizes things, you know, even though you can't say a monopoly thing. We're saying like essentially Crunchyroll is the go-to, right?
Well, you absolutely, if you're trying to keep up with anime,
Crunchyroll's the way to go.
You have to.
Yeah. So I'm saying like maybe they just like they don't like the idea of somebody else trying to, you know, put their fucking finger in the pot or whatever, which kind of sucks. Is like I feel like there's enough room for them, right? If they split up the simul stuff, I just wish they'd get better things. But hey, you know, I'm a diehard Hulu fan. You know, fucking.
I know you are, man.
What was the thing that it said? The
powerhouse of anime.
The powerhouse of anime. Or something. Fucking Christ!
Right? It was the first year at Anime Expo. They sent like ads in our fucking email. It was. I think it was from Anime Expo.
It was like, hey, check out the powerhouse of anime. Who's going to be there? It's like, the what?
Did you just? And then we went there, and they were like, "Man, you could watch all your favorite things like Attack on Titan in virtual reality."
Yeah, they were showing off their VR. It was such bullshit.
Yeah, it was just like
so uncomfortable.
Thank you very much.
We waited in line for them to strap a fucking thing to our face and be like, "Isn't that great?" It's like, no, it's fucking uncomfortable as fuck. Right? I don't want to do this.
Didn't you like One Punch Man? Like, yeah, I would rather just lay on my couch and watch. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah, man, cool. Like, I'd rather watch Hell's Kitchen and fucking VR than this bullshit. Get the fuck out of my face.
Powerhouse of anime, more like powerhouse of virtual reality. Boom.
I got it. Powerhouse of Anna Gay.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Got him. Okay. That's the show. Right?
Right.
We did it. We fucking did it, man. We don't know what we're doing. Oh, do you know what we're doing next week?
Yeah, I don't remember what it is. So
we have for sure something.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. We're gonna review Fireworks.
Okay.
It comes out yesterday.
Oh, was that the thing that we were gonna see in LA or whatever?
Yeah, but we couldn't
because it was the exact same time as like something else.
Guess what? It came out November 20th, which is yesterday.
Nice. We should watch that.
Which is also tomorrow, but whatever.
Future.
Time loop.
Yeah, you know, fucking time is fucking bear me Jeremy or whatever.
Yeah, wasn't that great? Wasn't that
good,
fucking funny?
Yeah.
Good place, good show. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to review Fireworks. It got like pretty mixed ratings, but it's something that we were going to see. The other option that we had for this week was the new Pokemon movie that's coming out in theaters.
I think I'd rather watch Fireworks.
Yeah, just you not knowing as much about Pokemon.
Whoa, name a Pokemon. I got you.
Zoroark.
It's 35.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't know if it was naming the number when it evolves, what its power level is. I don't know.
And you got none of it correct with 35.
Can I try to guess? Can you say it again? I'll try to guess what type it is at least.
Zoroark.
Electric.
Nope. All right, well.
We'll play this game next time. Juan tries to guess anything.
So Pokemon. Yeah, we're gonna be doing next week. We're doing Fireworks, and then the week after that, we're gonna be doing a special little thing with Mirai.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, man. Sorry.
You're okay.
So, that's the show. If you
Sure is.
If you like our logo, hit up aaronfromturbytops.com.
Ow, ow.
If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser on SoundCloud and YouTube. Trip, where can people find us?
You want to find us, look us up on Facebook, The Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up The Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Infant.
If you want to send us an email, tell us what you felt like Tamako Market was to you, how it fit into your life, and some other shit. I don't know. I told you to email us earlier about some shit. I don't know, whatever it is.
Pokemon Go Eevee and Go Pikachu.
Yeah, tell us about Pokemon Let's Go. What's your opinion on it? And sell me on it. I want to play it, but like I don't have enough drive to play it.
Now, if you can't convince them, to play those games because they're trash, try to convince them to play Red Dead 2, okay? Because I want to play it.
InstaRamenPodcast@gmail.com. And we're on so many fucking places. You can find us on Apple, iTunes,
Spotify,
Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. We're on the Facebook with all of our posts. Hey, Google Play. We
all over the place.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, hit us up. I mean, Duncan just recently hit us up because he was asking about something that happened in episode 77. And we're just like...
Not Duncan, Dustin.
Dustin, right? Dustin.
Our boy Dusty.
And then we're just like... I was like, episode what?
Yeah, it was great though, because I'm like, I mean, I understand what he's asking, sure. Like he asked it in the right way, but I love that he also cited episode 77 because I'm like,
good context, yeah.
Fuck, like a year ago.
Yeah, show your fucking work. If you're gonna send us back somewhere, tell us when, because we say a lot of shit. So just tell us.
True, I do.
I thought that was super funny, but it was more like aimed towards you. So it was like, awesome. I don't have to fucking worry about this.
Right? Yeah, no, I was just like, yeah, I'll just take care of this really quick. I understand.
Cool. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, hit us up and we'll talk to you. Or, we'll ignore you if we don't like you.
That's not true.
That'll never
happen.
We'll
ignore you if we suck, which sometimes we suck.
For sure, we totally suck. Okay, cool. This is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
I love you.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.